Good afternoon, this is Esther Lawson with God's Grace Garden, and today I wanted to show you my tire garden that I have going this year. It was a continuation from the tire garden that I grew last year, and I'm growing a different number of things in it this time. I'm doing rotational garden. I'm not planting the same thing in them that I planted last year. And in this container this year, I planted maybe over a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, red potatoes, and as you can see here, it's beautiful. Look how big that is. And I have the first flower that's opened up right here, signifying that their tub is growing underneath. And there goes some more that's then opened up and closed, but it was flowers that had grown on here all over the place. So this is the big huge potato plant, and they're red potatoes that I have growing. And since this one started growing so well, I did the same thing. This is just an experiment. I never grown potatoes before, and I just wanted to see how it would go. And I haven't really been maintaining this garden as much as I've been doing the other one, and it's been benefiting me just fine because I haven't overwatered them. And you'll see at my other garden here the difference between the strawberries here and the strawberries at the other garden where the containers are growing. I overwatered them, and I call it overloving them, and it hasn't done them any good by me doing so. It's almost killed them off, and I'm learning slowly but surely that a little bit goes a long ways, and you don't have to overlove the plants by killing them and overwatering them. So just take it easy on the water and making sure that you water them, but you don't need to overwater them, or you can in fact kill them and impede their growth. So be careful how you water your plants. Right here is a pepper plant that I have growing. As you can see, there are peppers growing here. They're small, but hey, they're growing pretty good for me to have not really maintained this garden much. I have spinach growing here. It looks pretty, and another pepper plant growing. So that's what I got growing here. And over to the next container, I got more peppers growing with the eggplant, and that looks pretty. Check that out. And I have another onion, which I need to pull it up a little bit more so it can grow better. Look at that. Not too far in the ground. Not sure what that was growing, but oh well. There's another onion. Oh, it's not growing too well. I mean, I haven't maintained this garden at all, really. I've been letting God water it, and He's been doing a pretty good job. Look at that spinach there. That's pretty. Eggplant. The eggplant here looks pretty good. So it got some flowers growing up here on them. I don't see any big peppers or anything growing yet. I mean, it's kind of early. It's the first week of June, so there's still plenty of weeks to grow even more peppers and get more vigorous. Now here's the kicker. Look how pretty this strawberry plant is. This is a June bearing strawberry. As you can see, there are plenty of strawberries growing in here. Look at that one. That's pretty. It's not getting as much sunlight as my other strawberries at the other garden, but these are growing better because they had a pretty decent watering schedule. Mother Nature's been watering them, and they haven't been overwatered. I have some Kentucky Wonder green beans. They're pole beans, a pole variety, climbing. They're not a bush, so they'll be getting strings on them soon. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what they were. I'll find out sooner than later. If we get one of those little trellis things coming out of it, then we know it's a pole variety. I have a spinach growing here. I think I got a few weeds in here, but I haven't really maintained these plants very much, but they seem to be doing just fine. So let's move on to the other strawberry. Alright, let's check this one out. Look at this plant. We got some strawberries forming on it, and it's about ready for the picking. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I got some spinach here growing, some more pole green beans, strawberries just sitting here waiting to ripen. Got about, I say, a good 15 to 20 strawberries on just this one plant, and the same way for the other ones at different various stages of growth. And I might go ahead and pick this one since I won't be over here for a couple days, and just to see how the taste is and how it's coming along. Some more spinach growing in here, and I think the combination of the three together is a good combo. Spinach, green beans, and strawberries. They all seem to be working well, growing together. And last but not least, here's another one. Another setup of spinach, green beans, and strawberries. This one is growing okay, I guess. It's not growing as good as the other one. This one has a good 10 strawberries on it. But the other two are growing they're growing a lot better than this one, but this one is growing okay too. If I were to have tended to these a little bit better, could they have been better? I don't know, but they're looking okay to me. So this is Esther Lawson signing off with God's Grace Garden, and we'll be taking a look at the other garden that's being overloved. So this is comebacks, setbacks, and overloving. Okay, welcome back. This is Esther Lawson again, and I wanted to show you my overloving the plants and what actually took place. I had a pest infestation, and it was like mid-afternoon when I first discovered it, and I wasn't thinking. So I came out here with some organic horticulture oil, and I sprayed it, not thinking it was the height of the afternoon, and the sun was very hot, and it seared the plants. As you can see here, they've almost died, but there is showing new growth here. Look at there. So I haven't given up on them completely. I'm going to nurture them with tender love and care and see if I can't get them back to growing well. And this didn't just happen to the strawberries. It happened to some of the tomato plants that I had growing. So this is me overloving the plants. This green bean here is growing back a little bit better. But here's one of the tomato plants that I overloved. Look at that. And you got Wink Man. Get. He's out here. He just got out and he's using the bathroom. But get away. I have tomatoes still growing over here, nevertheless. As you can see, there's one tomato growing on the back end of this plant. Even though it was near the brink of death, it still got some new growth that's come in. And I think it's going to be okay, even though I almost killed it. It's coming back to life. This one here shows signs of new growth right here. So I think that this one too will be okay, even though it's just so pitiful looking. That's what happens when you put oils or whatnot on plants in the heat of the day. It kills them, it sears and basically cooks the leaves. But not all of them did that way. I didn't spray it on everything, thank God. So I have this squash plant here that's still growing. It has some lettuce in there. And I have a basil. And it's growing pretty good too. So it's not all bad. There's some comebacks and some setbacks. I'm going to have to wait a couple weeks for those leaves to grow back. I'll show you another tomato plant that, even though, look at this one here. It was damaged too. You can see the leaves. They were seared. Let's get in close so you can really see that. I mean, it about burnt them to pieces. So don't oil between the hours of like 12 and 3 when the sun is very hot. The horticulture oil is supposed to smother any pest that's on the plants. So do that in the early morning or late afternoons. So be careful about that. Here's my eggplant. It's still growing pretty good though, with some green beans in there. And I have a French marigold snuck in there, as do I have them snuck in here with the tomatoes. This tomato plant here was growing very well, and I seared the leaves off of it. But however, in the last couple days since that has happened, I've gotten all this new growth and some more flowers in its place. So it's grown about an extra block. It was 1, 2, 3 blocks. Now it's going on 4 blocks now. So it's doing a comeback. As you can see, I have about 4 tomatoes growing here. I don't want to mess with them too much, but can you see that? Let's do a close-up, a better image of this. My camera isn't working very well, but I have some tomatoes still growing on here. We'll see how they could turn out. I'm not sure what the variety of these 2 tomatoes are, but it's going to turn around. I think the plants are going to survive. Some of them did die, but some of them are going to make it. And what I like about this one that I almost killed is, I don't know, maybe I stressed it and it did well, because I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 tomato flowers that should be setting soon in this one little area. It's one little pack of plants here. It's about 15 to 16 flowers that'll be setting and grow tomatoes on them soon. One thing that I did discover about these earth boxes is you have to be careful. Something told me to come out here and rearrange the boxes to try to, you know, confuse the pest and, you know, just to bring them into better sunlight. And as I moved one of the boxes back, there was a snake underneath one of my earth boxes, and I had to kill it. And I don't like snakes at all. I don't think too many people do. I'm sorry, I'm going to kill a snake. I don't care if it's beneficial or not. It was a brown snake, and it pretty much eats slugs and earthworms and stuff that harbor underneath the earth boxes. But either way it go, I wasn't going to let it live, so I killed it. And that's my daughter, Ayana. Say hi. Hey, Ayana. Hello. And her dog, Bojangles, a.k.a. Winky Man. Let's keep going here. I have some more green beans that they got seared, so I replanted some more seeds here, and in about a week, this is what I've come up with. The okra plants, they didn't get damaged at all, so they look okay. Some of my okra didn't come up, so I replanted some seeds here, so they'll be growing at different stages whenever they do come through, which is okay. Some of them mature faster than others. Here is my brandywine plant. The grafted one is looking pretty, very pretty. It has like 1, 2, 3 sets of flowers forming on it. A good 10 to 15, maybe 20 flowers on this one plant. Here is the black Krim tomato plant that's growing. Look at it. Let me go back and tell you what plant those other 2 were. This right here is the mortgage lifter. It has 2 different sets of tomatoes. Flowers growing. You can see one right there and 2 on the other side, on the left and on the right. And this right here is the rainbow, big rainbow. I'm looking forward to eating these flowers. These right here have the least amount of flowers on it, but nevertheless, I think it's growing pretty good. So those are the tomatoes, grafted ones that I have growing. Let's keep moving on. This right here is the bush beefsteaks that I grew from seed, from Burpee. They made it. They got a little seared, but they're going to hang in there. Here are the patio princesses, grown from seed, and they're doing pretty good. Hold on, let's go over to the back area and look at the regular tomatoes, my test subject of the same variety, except for I don't think I have a mortgage lifter of the ungrafted variety, but that's okay. I have, I think, the big rainbow, the black Krim, and the brandywine that's not grafted. We'll look at it too. On the left here, we have the big rainbow. plant. And it's pretty small compared to the black creme tomato plant that's growing. I don't know why it's doing that. They're both in the same container. Maybe one is going to grow bigger than the other one. And these French marigolds that I put in here, they were on the brink of death. And I came in, they were rescue plants that I bought for Lowe's. It came in a pack of like 9, and I only paid $3 for it. And it's turning around. As you see, it has a good 7 to 8 flowers about to form, and the leaves are filling in a little bit more. So it was a good buy. You can't beat that. Look at this. Looks like a fresh flower that I just bought, but it was near death when I first bought it. And I put it into the containers to deter away pests, because most pests don't like the smell of French marigolds, or any marigolds for that matter. This right here is the pink Brandywine, and it's smaller than the super hybrid that I have here, super hybrid beefsteak. The only one that I don't have is the mortgage lifter, looks like, but the other ones are the same as the grafted ones that I have. And I also have some more cucumbers that I planted here. So soon I'll be putting the cover over it and pulling out the extra ones, because according to Earthbox, it should only have 4 in each one of these. So look at those cucumber seeds that have emerged through. In my containers here, these are some the spinach that had got seared to death, and I just didn't want to give up on them, so I held on to them, and they're turning around. Look at this. See, here's a little bit of signs of the seared leaves that I didn't pull off. So what I normally do, instead of throwing the leaves away if they aren't diseased or anything, I just leave them in the pots and let them compost back into the soil and put the nutrients back in the soil. This, I have no idea what this plant is here growing. Doesn't look like anything I planted, but there I have to look up watermelon and see what it looks like. We were eating watermelon one day, and me and my daughter was having a seed spitting contest, and I think we may have spit one of the seeds into one of these containers. We'll see here. I don't think it's going to grow well in this little container, but hey, I don't know what it is growing. It's growing though. This right here is a lemon mama basil that I grew from seed, and I forgot exactly what the name of this pepper is. Called a big guy pepper that I grew from seed. It got seared a little bit, but it's turning around too. This is another box of spinach that got seared. Here you go, look at that. It's just crusty, and even though it's crusty, the plant is starting to produce more leaves, and I think it's going to turn around and be okay. Right here is a container that I'm going to plant mesclun salad mixes in. I got one seed that's emerged here. A couple of other ones too. So we'll see what happens with these. But this one right here has already a couple of mesclun salad leaves already that's started to form. And I might start harvesting some of these off starting Monday. These are Kentucky pole beans that I started over because some pests got on them and they just didn't do well. They were crinkling up a little bit because whatever it was sucking the sap out of it. So I'm going to try it again. If not, then I'll put something different in here. I don't know. We'll put something, but I'm not going to let a box go to waste. Here's some other plants that got seared, but they're turning around too. Here's a tomato plant. I think this is a it slipped my mind. This right here is the yellow pear tomato plant. So I look forward. I never had one of those tomatoes before, so we'll see what that is. Here's my liquid sunshine wheatgrass. I'm not gonna harvest these. These are just now coming through. But I have some more at the top of the garden that I'll be harvesting soon. Probably today or maybe tomorrow. So this is what I got. More pitiful looking spinach that got seared half to death. That I'm not going to give up on. I'm just going to see what happens with it. If it comes back through, it does. If not, here's some rosemary. Some squash seedlings that's coming up. And Ayana is whooping her dog. Peta is gonna get you. They have you on recording smacking Bojangles. But anyways, here's my spinach plant. It got some flowers forming on it. Not spinach, but squash plant. And one of the leaves got seared here, and I'll clip that off tomorrow. I replanted another one here. Here's another one that's doing pretty well, I guess. But I have some more earth boxes in the front yard that I'll be showing that are growing a lot better. Oh, and last but not least, these two here. Look at these pitiful strawberries that I almost killed them. But they're a sign of new life. This is a new leaf, and new flowers growing in. So I think it's gonna be okay. It's just gonna take some tender love and care, but nevertheless, they're hanging in there. So note to self, I think you learn your most through adversity. I said that I think last year on one of my recordings. You don't learn gardening by doing everything right. You learn gardening by doing things wrong and learning how to fix the problem and learning what not to do and how to do it better. So here's my Lacenta, I think it is, kale. And I grew some more seeds in there. But let's go to the front of the yard and look at the earth boxes that I got growing. Okra, squash, mesclun lettuce, and winter kale. Let's go look at it. Welcome back. Okay, now we have the 6 container earth boxes that we have growing here in the front. These here are called Cuba butter squash, and if you see here, I have some flowers that'll be forming on these sooner than later. These have been growing for about, I say, a good month. Right here is the Calhoun okra. So look how pretty those are. Cool. The leaves are getting a lot bigger. And here's another one. Butter cube squash. 2 more. I think I have more squash plants than I really need, but we'll see how they turn out. Here's another Calhoun okra. This right here is red winter kale. It's a variety of Siberian kale. It has the red spine going down the middle, and it stays sweet all year long, no matter if it's cold or not. But it tastes better once a little frost hits it. But I've harvested a few leaves off of these, and they're really good. This right here is a mesclun mix of salads. That's what I planted down at the back of the yard. So this is what they look like once they start maturing a little bit more. These have been planted for about a month now. So that's all of the earth boxes, and I'll see you next week, and I'll be showing you soon on juicing wheatgrass. So stay tuned for that. Peace.